Okay, so we start with the second session for the next unit, what we had been doing in the last class, and that is making machines see, right? Now, in this case, of course, it's about computer vision. Both of you have done it in the class 10th also, right? So, shouldn't be a problem for you too. But there are a few things which are significantly specified here. Okay, like if I jump to a few things, like what we did was, like last class, we discussed about the various applications of CV first, which you all are aware of. Then we discussed about the basic understanding that how a machine understands or sees a picture. For him, it is in the digital form, it is in the form of pixels. Okay, and we decide on the quality. I mean, we get to know the quality of the picture based on the resolution, that how many pixels is he actually extracting from every line of the picture. Okay, so that way this kind of a representation I've shown you here. And low resolution, high resolution में कैसे pixels ज़्यादा हो जाते हैं. It's like in this example you can see it is 3 pixels per unit and here it is 9 pixels per unit. So obviously sharpness better आएगा. We'll have better quality of the picture, right? So this is what we discussed. Then we moved on to a few technical things, that basic technologies which computer vision uses is deep learning and CNN, and how they are implemented. What are the basic, you can say, for machine learning and CNN, what are the basic taglines? I've just highlighted that when I'm using a machine learning mechanism, so system teaches itself by looking at various images. हर angle से उस image को देखता जाता है, read करता जाता है. Just the kinds we had done in the last year, one of the activities as teachable machine. So in teachable machine, what we were doing, we were trying to show the images of various things to the model, AI model, which I was creating. And then whenever I would test it, I would show him a particular image and he would correlate it with all the images I have given him already. Like these are all images of phone. So all angle wise, I've given him the phone image. And then when I'm giving him any particular image, he's able to identify it. Right? So machine learning works like that. CNN, obviously, it's more complex. It's more in detail what it goes into. But CNN is also a very important, significant technology which is being used here. Convolutional neural network, CNN. Okay. So here it is pixel by pixel, give tags to every pixel of the image and then make predictions about what he's saying, then checks out. Just the way your mind works, that is how we say that it is implementing the vision system. Now, coming down to the process, these are the steps, very significant. They may ask you to name the steps. They may ask you in detail about every step. In the objectives also, they can ask you. I'll discuss the questions also, which are there at the end of the lesson in this. So these steps are important. So whenever I want to obviously work with my process of computer vision, first thing is that I need to acquire the images. Kisko judge karna? What do you want to see? So you have to acquire the images. Then comes down the second step, which talks about the pre-processing work. So before I kind of start analyzing the image, I would reduce the grainy effect. I would kind of normalize it to a particular zeros and ones ka system. Then I would go resizing it, cropping it, that ensuring all dimensions are same. For like multiple images I've given, he has extracted to judge. सबका dimension, सबका setup same होना चाहिए, so it's easier for him to analyze, right? Then you talk about contrast, sharpness को change करेगा वो, उसको increase करेगा to understand the thing better, which we call as histogram equalization. So ये 4 steps है for my pre-processing. So वो सब ready करके then it starts extracting the features of the image. This is a very significant thing. Isko, there are multiple ways they can ask you in the exam. Like I'll give you an example. The processes, the steps involved being edge detection, corner detection, texture analysis, and color-based feature extraction. Obviously, color-based we understand कि there's a green color object and there's a red color object, so he is able to identify कि ये दो objects अलग हैं. That's simple to understand. Then in terms of roughness, repetition, smoothness, it's analyzing the different objects in that image. है ना? Multiple things are there. Like I had given a picture here, if I'm not wrong. Yes. So this tends to show you that how, wherever there's a change, अब उसे किसे पता this bag is lying over the chair, right? And you can see it has identified the chair also. It has identified the bag also. It has identified the table also separately जिसके ऊपर सब कुछ रखा है. How? ठीक है. So there comes the corner extraction, the edge detection, वो जो सब कुछ वो हर चीज का color change, जैसे यहाँ पे there's a complete change of color. ये black है, ये red है. Then the texture also is changing. Maybe this is little rough and this is more smooth. So based on that, it is able to identify. It's not easy to identify the things like that. Our eyes work, our brain works in coordination with our eyes, and it's able to do it very easily. बस यही चीज मशीन को सिखाना is not easy. अब ये देखो, even this is also white, the bowl is also white and the table is also white. Cup is even smaller. वो ऐसा लग रहा है कि टेबल के ऊपर ही लेटा हुआ है ना? But how has he able to identify it कि ये cup separate है, ये image separate है उस particular table से, right? So all these pointers are taken care of, and hence this feature extraction becomes a very, 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 very significant aspect. Because if he doesn't do this, then he will not be able to identify all the elements out of it, out of the whole image. जिसमें शायद color भी same है, मैंने दिखाया आपको, there's a white table, on that there's a white bowl. So how is it working on you? तो वहां पे वो कॉर्नर को चेक करेगा, द कॉर्नर्स ऑफ द इमेज, एवरीथिंग. आप जहां पे भी उसका जब वो पिक्सेल्स को निकाल रहा है, एंड देयर इट फाइंड्स दैट देयर इज अ लिटिल चेंज इन द डेप्थ, there's a little change in the gradient of the image, there's a little change of the boundary, sharpness of the boundary, shade what is coming over. So everything comes under this. Now they have been very intelligent enough to give you questions on this also. Like I'll tell you one example. I was just going through those questions. So there they are saying that I have kept it open also. I'll come to these questions, all the questions. But what interesting thing was a kind of case study question where they are saying, yeah, a Red Fort is hosting a grand cultural event and keeping everyone safe is top priority. A state-of-the-art security systems, जो हम लोग surveillance system कहते हैं, different feature extraction, utilizes different feature extraction to analyze live video feeds and identify potential issues. Now, these things we see happening in these, I mean, what do you call it? Like Family Man, jasa, when you have these kind of series we watch, we see them. The surveillance team is constantly keeping a track of things happening around them. And वहां से वो जज करके देखते हैं कि अच्छा ये कुछ गड़बड़ लग रहा है, दिस मूवमेंट इज, दिस पर्सन इज मूविंग लिटिल सस्पिशियसली, और देयर दिस थिंग्स केप्ट व्हिच इज लिटिल looks to be little गड़बड़. तो वही चीज हम, now there's a human watching it. I'm talking about when I want my machine doing it. Okay, so that is what it is. Now here it is talking about that situation where it is saying that identify the feature extraction technique, which technique will actually take you, help you solve out this particular thing. ठीक है, आप इसको आराम से पढ़ो इस क्वेश्चन को, and then see here. A large bag is left unattended near a crowded entrance. Okay, there's an entrance. So entrance में क्या होगा? There are people going and coming, going and coming. So he's able to identify that lot as कि figures are coming, going in the same way. वहां पे कोई ऐसे पलटी खाता हुआ नहीं एंटर करेगा या some other thing. Everybody will be walking in, walking out, walking in, walking out, right? उस बीच में there's or maybe they are moving with the luggage also. The luggage is also moving constantly. There's no luggage which is constantly kept at one place. Correct? So इस तरीके से वो उस चीज को आइडेंटिफाई करेगा that there's something which is lying unattended for a very long time. There's no movement. बाकी सब कुछ मूव कर रहा है. और the things which are static like the wall or the gate or the policeman, जो भी वहाँ पे they're showing, I mean the picture is showing up or the video feed is showing up. So they are static. जिसको मूव करना चाहिए that is moving. Now what is there something which is not moving, right? So इस तरीके से वो एक उसको आइडेंटिफाई करने के लिए which feature will you use? A person tries to climb over a wall near a blind spot. Which feature will you use? Okay, so this is something, these are competency based questions where you have to understand how which feature will actually be applicable. So आपको उस फीचर को समझना बहुत जरूरी है. The large bag left unattended works with the concept of texture. वहां पे there's a you can say that there is a I mean there's this what do you call it, floor, and other things are moving. So उसमें से वो चीज को वो उसका टेक्सचर और फ्लो का टेक्सचर अलग है ना. तो वो टेक्सचर को एनालाइज करके देख रहा है कि ये चीज तो देयर इज नो कांस्टेंट मूवमेंट हैपनिंग देयर, इट्स स्टैटिकली केप्ट. The texture is not changing, or the texture is static. The change is static. It's constantly different only for that area. ऐसा तो नहीं होना चाहिए, right? So they kind of mark it कि भैया this is something which is to be judged. That is how they actually do that, right? So this is a kind of thing where you are talking about these feature extraction things, which is very very important. Like person tries to climb over a wall, तो वो edge में differ करेगा, ठीक है. Then you have a group of people starts pushing and shoving in a congested area. तो कौन सा वाला feature आएगा? Last wala is very obvious. A wanted person with a distinctive red scarf enters the venue. तो वो कलर से उसको आइडेंटिफाई करेगा, ठीक है. द प्रीवियस वन वुड बी कॉर्नर डिटेक्शन से आइडेंटिफाई करेगा. पीपल के कॉर्नर्स इसको आइडेंटिफाई करके देखेगा, अकॉर्डिंगली विल बी एबल टू जज इट, राइट. सो दिस इज समथिंग व्हिच इज a very very significant thing. I found little confusing. Okay, so make sure that you understand what they are talking about. That is very very significant here. Then comes the detection segmentation. Again very important. यहाँ से भी there's one significant question which can be asked. Of course, the tasks involved is single object and multiple object detection, which we have already done in class 10. The thing which is significant here is about instance segmentation and what is the other one? The two types of segmentation we are talking about here. Huh? And classification and detection. ये वाला जो हमने picture किया था. Semantic segmentation and instance segmentation. One thing. Second, I made some changes in the PPT also when I found that few things need to be discussed, right? Classification and detection. हम यहाँ पे जैसे multiple objects में we are talking about this concept of classification and detection also, right? So ये terms बहुत जरूरी है which we have discussed this thing in the last class in detail, but still I'm kind of revising again that you need to understand कि instant segmentation में क्या हो रहा है, semantic segmentation में क्या हो रहा है. Semantic is like broadly, he is just identifying the similar looking. एक पूरे ग्रुप को वो कह रहा है all of these are sheep. The entire this thing is grass. Entire this thing is road. That is semantic. बिल्कुल अलग है, वो ग्रीन कलर है, ये ब्राउन है, ये ब्लैक है, तो बिल्कुल डिस्टिंक्ट फीचर है वो. एंड अकॉर्डिंगली इट इज एबल टू आइडेंटिफाई. सिमिलर क्लास को एक साथ लेबल कर देता है in the case of semantic. That definition also we have given here. So let's see whether we understand it properly or not. It classifies the pixel belonging to a particular class. Objects belonging to a same class are not differentiated. That is the main point here. Everybody is a sheep. So, okay, one whole class has been defined. But उसके अंदर multiple, ये छोटा sheep, ये बड़ा sheep, जब उसको border करना होगा, मुझे अगर sheeps के background को निकालना है, so then he has to go for the instance segmentation कि okay, individually sheep का boundary line बनाओ. Individually. I have to identify how many sheep are there, how many friends are there. So I have to count that. कैसे करेगा वो जब तक इंस्टेंस सेगमेंटेशन नहीं करेगा, ठीक है. तो इंस्टेंस सेगमेंटेशन वो एक एक इंस्टेंस निकाल रहा है ना. इंस्टेंस का द इंग्लिश मीनिंग इज आल्सो दैट सेम थिंग. Every instance is counted, is taken care of, right? So all the objects in the image are differentiated even if they belong to the same class. right? So this part is very, very significant from the entire process जो यहाँ पे involved है image segmentation में. Okay. Now, once this step is also done, which is my, I think, third step, no, fourth. Third is feature extraction. And in this case, all these things are happening. Single image में से निकालेगा या multiple image में से इसको इतना कुछ check करना पड़ता है, then only he is able to do it. And then comes my next step, which is processing. Now he'll start extracting the information from these, whatever he has analyzed. Like I'm saying, how many sheep are there? कितना area है ground का? कितना area है? Like he was calculating the area maybe, right? So all that then he'll start the processing part basically. So processing करने से पहले there are 4 steps which he is doing. They're very, 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 very significant. Until unless he has collected that information, he cannot process. It is similar to my human brain. Whenever you're looking at a picture and suppose हम लोग game खेलते थे बचपन में. Newspaper में it used to be very, very much present in everyday's newspaper. कि ये दो similar, two pictures are there, identify the differences, 5 differences. So before you start doing it, every step by step, pixel by pixel, अगर आप उसको बहुत ध्यान से, go by the computer terms. So pixel by pixel, you will actually check everything in that image, in both the images. And then your system will start processing. कि अच्छा यहाँ पे ये this is missing or this is extra or whatever it is. And accordingly you come out. ठीक है? So high level processing के अंदर you're identifying, like this says that after that thing has happened, the learning techniques have been applied and it has learned about the environment. It will identify and categorize the objects, infer the relationship between the elements in the scene, derive insights from complex visual data. Like we see in movies also, that the surveillance team is doing it. वो manually हम देखते हैं उस चीज को happening हो रहा. I mean, it is seeing the live feeds there and analyzing himself. Now we are talking about an AI model doing it. So combined efforts, humans are also doing it and AI is also doing it. तो हमें देखना पड़ेगा how good is AI in that. Is he able to identify the things the humans are able to or not? Right? Now humans in this case needs a break at times. खाना खाना है, you have to take a bit of rest or you're blinking your eyes and you miss out something. That doesn't happen in the case of machine. So that's the advantage you get. So both the things happening simultaneously. The AI is also doing the surveillance and extracting information, and human is also doing it. Right? Now, so highlighting after studying all this, you will realize there are some more applications of computer vision. You will understand it better. Like I said, the surveillance. This is something very significant for our law and order maintenance. Then these machine inspection, like in factories where you have constantly things happening, in terms of production. So there the system is able to identify कि नहीं यहाँ पे ये color difference है. Like गाड़ी बना रहे हो आप एक, ठीक है? So वो view कर रहा है पूरी चीज को. And the entire process when the गाड़ी is being colored, painted, whatever you say, तो वहाँ पे it will be able to identify the maybe the difference in the, what do you say, कहीं पे there's a deepness, depth ज्यादा है color का, कहीं पे कम है, so there's a lighter version coming up. So all that is able to identify on the screen कि ये problem है इसमें, irregularities. In all ways, I have given an example. So inspecting the machines, then 3D model building, surveillance, fingerprint recognition, biometrics में जहाँ पे भी fingerprint, palm recognition, face recognition, वहाँ पे it is, working on those smaller details and coming up, concluding up with it. So doing all this, we come to the challenges. We didn't discuss about it in the last class. So challenges, of course, first of all is, I would always say, privacy and security concern. Now, everything is, we say that even these surveillance systems जो सबको judge कर रहा है, people moving out, going in, driving, this, that, they're actually, taking over the privacy of people. You're all time being watched. Correct. So privacy security concern is there. सब जगह कभी कभी permission लेना पड़ता है, कभी कभी they go out of the way. Illegally, these people do it. Sometimes for good, sometimes for bad. So all these things is there. Then you have image acquisition. Maybe when you're acquiring the images, light is a problem. Sometimes बहुत ज्यादा लाइट है, कभी कम लाइट है, so उसके accordingly image का output जो आता है, that is not consistent. So that becomes a problem. Then, of course, identifying the attributes of a content, which I was trying to tell you कि white table के ऊपर white bowl है. So उसको identify करना is requires a lot of analytical skills, reasoning also. Like I said, that bag is lying there unattended, right? So it requires a lot of अंडरस्टैंडिंग, उसको देखना, जज करना. तो वो चीज हमें एआई में इनबिल्ट, वी आर ट्राइंग टू बिल्ड दैट थिंग इनटू द एआई सिस्टम. So it's a difficult job. Then you have fake content. Now we see so many things happening nowadays uh, on the internet that we say that, oh, this is an image of Trump kissing. We had seen this thing, I believe, no, Trump kissing Modi ji and all that. So these are all fake content they create. That is also challenging. If you're seeing something on the screen, is it correct? Is it duplicate? Is it fake? Or it is something which is genuine? Right? So these are the challenges which uh, we face when we talk about a machine doing it for us. Okay. Now we work on certain codes. Obviously, there are multiple methods available, multiple modules available, libraries available, where when you want to work on the computer vision, we will definitely stick to what is there in your syllabus. And I was searching for certain codes in the, I mean, on the net also. And I found, I mean, a code wherein I was able to tag, I mean, identify the face. So face detection ka pura ek code hai, which you can understand step by step that how is it working. So that also I'll share. But these are the ones which are there within your syllabus. Though this is for the advanced learners, it will not be asked in the exam. But yes, you understand how things work, that much. And you can obviously further, if you find it interesting, you can work on it on further basis. So first of all, we need to understand, like for graphs, we had done matplotlib. For mathematical operations, we talk about NumPy. These are the libraries available. So for our computer vision, we talk about the OpenCV. That's my library. So ये आपको install करना है. The way you have installed pandas or the way you have installed matplotlib using the pip command. So you will install it and then you can start working on it. अब इसके अंदर हम लोग import करेंगे इस तरीके से CV2. Okay, and then we can use the functions of the CV2 library. So यहाँ पे we are talking about majorly 3 or 4 functions. Like first of all is how do my system read an image. So IMRead is the function to read the image. IMShow is to show the image. Wait key is the function to, like, it has displayed the image and then it waits. कितनी देर मुझे wait करना before I destroy all the windows. जितने windows उसने बनाए थे image को दिखाने के लिए, it will destroy that. Okay, so I'll just show this thing to you how it works. It is actually a very simple code, not very difficult. This is the way I'm going to load the image. ये मेरे machine का image है. I'm going to read it. CV2 is going to read it, and it is returning the data in the variable called as IMAGE. That's simply a variable. Now, if that image is none, मतलब read करके उसको नहीं मिला, I've given the path wrong or the name of the file is wrong. Like when I was doing it, what mistake I did was I did not give the extension. So if you don't give the extension, it doesn't work. Right? So you have to be very particular कि extension क्या है. If I show this code to you, so that error message part is not there in your book. I had to do it because my code was not working. So that error helps you to understand कि कहाँ पे, मतलब कहाँ तक code चल रहा है. What is the exact problem? Right? So that is what we did first. Now, if this is the code, I've simply copied it. Generally, the codes are a problem. Code is fine here. So if I'm going to run this thing, uh, check. That is what I was expecting. Quotes is a problem. When you copy paste from Word or this thing, then quote is a problem at times. Okay. I believe rest of the things are okay. See. अब मैंने अगर ये मैसेज को नहीं दिया होता तो I it would go unnoticed that what went wrong. Right, so now I know there's some problem. Now this file exists in my D drive. If I show it to you, it's there in my D drive. And where is it? These are the JPEG files, no? Yeah, this is it. Okay, so let me show you the image once. Just a scenic thing I have taken. Right. So this is the image, it's very much there, but ये क्यों नहीं उठा रहा है उसको, है ना? So because I have not given the extension. The extension is very, very important. So when you work with these kind of files, do remember to give the extension. Now, once you have given the extension and we re-execute the code, a huge file because it's a DSLR camera का image है, so it's a huge one. Okay, but it has loaded the image for me. अब देखो. Now the other activities we do with our images. Next one is, so I have read the image, I have shown my image. This comes in the title bar of that image. And then I've closed it. I resize. So this is the output I get. I've actually got it here. Resized image as my heading. But the simple code for this is resize. So cv2.resize and आपने image जो read किया उस image का variable name दे दिया and then you are specifying the height. What do you want? Height and width. ठीक है? So if I take this code again and let me show it to you. Again, the quote issue. अब this 300 by 300 को you can change it to your requirement. आप जिस तरीके से काम करोगे अपने कोड में उस तरीके से you will take it. See, my resized image has been created. Okay, so this is how you can resize it. There's one more code we do here that is for changing it to grayscale. उसके लिए जो method है यहाँ पे in CV2 that is CVT color. And CVT color में you first give him the image. Okay, मैं resize कर लिया. So I've read the image here. Then I have resized it. Resized image को मैंने R में store किया. So I'm giving the input as R to this function. And then I am asking him to convert it to grayscale. So this is the code for, this is the tag line you can say, or parameter for the conversion. And this has a meaning BGR2 gray. It's actually blue, green, red जो हमारा basic format होता है. So 3 channels we call it for the pictures. BGR. So blue, green, red, image to gray, grayscale. तो वहां से वो उन्होंने BGR and 2 gray उठा के ये कोड बना दिए. color_BGR2 gray. तो इसको वो convert करेगा. I will show. I'm showing you the image here. This is how grayscale window comes in. And जब हम show कर रहे हैं function में, show function use कर रहे हैं, तो I'm just mentioning the name here, what I want as the heading. So title bar में of the image में क्या आना चाहिए? That is what I'm telling him as the first input. And then the image, what it has created by converting it into grayscale. That's in this particular variable that I provide. Rest of the code remains same. Okay. Fine. So these are few of the Python codes which gives you an idea about how things work in Python regarding this. Now there's one more interesting thing what they have given you, that is using all tools available, आजकल ready-made tools which are available. That is, you can actually see the bit pattern of the image just to understand the image better. That's how exactly system is working on it. वो कैसे एक image को bit pattern में convert करने के बाद वो कैसा दिखता है 0 0 0 0 1 1. You know, I had shown it to you a bit of it here. And of course, this is something wherein you can understand कि एक image को obviously enlarge है, इतना बड़ा pixel तो दिखता नहीं है ना, pixel तो बहुत छोटा सा होता है. तो उसका जो उसने bit pattern create किया है वो ऐसा है कि all black portions are zeros and the all the white portions are one. Okay, so that kind of a pattern पूरे image का it is going to create using this. There's a certain tools available online जिसमें कि ये सारे steps जो हमने करे, like we read the image and then we resized it. तो resize के लिए you have this particular tool available online, image resizer. This is how it looks like. You mention the height you want your picture to be like in, and it is going to convert. And you can see it here. You can see that कि इतने का size तरह, and now it is converted to this. And I've actually blown up the picture and I'm showing it to you that what is the actual MB image. जैसे हम convert कर देते हैं उसको तो वो कितना छोटा हो जाता है. The next thing, उसके बाद आप डाउनलोड कर लो इमेज को for your use. Original file was about 2.3 MB and after resizing the file I'm getting it as 577 KB. Okay, so resize कर लिया, जो हमने कोड से किया वही हमने through a tool कर लिया directly. After that, there's one more tool called as Pine Tools. Very interesting thing. I have also checked it once. I found it here, and you've got a lot of options available. Pine Tools करके. You invert colors, flip the image, darken the image, lighten the image, change the brightness, change the contrast, and you can convert the image into grayscale image also. Saturation, vibrance, सब कुछ उस image का आप change कर सकते हैं. Okay, so you drop the image. It's given here. You give the path, whatever. Choose the file. तो अपने machine से आपने choose कर लिया उसको, and then it gets converted to grayscale. So यहाँ तक तो हमने through code भी किया. Okay, next part is the pixel value extractor. This is also a ready-made tool available. उसपे you give the image and then ultimately it converts it. It gives you this option कि ये height width है, specification everything. You can specify कहाँ x कौन से position से कौन से position का you want to convert. That also you can give here. You can see x and y position that is asking. But if I ask him कि भाई पूरा करना है, so you say extract करोगे directly. So this is how I've taken a screenshot of it. You can actually, the process what they're describing in your book is that the whole image is now converted इस तरीके से. पूरा image है. If you go down, it's a huge one. The screenshot is so I can't move. It's a huge one. ठीक है? You can take it out and paste it in Word. And there you can actually see the whole picture का and I mean short in the font size. तो वो एक पेज में आ जाएगा. Right? And then you can see पूरा वो कहाँ पे 0 है, कहाँ पे 1 है. तो it's a what do you say, normalized data है ना, because exactly 0 1 तो नहीं है. There are various angles in the image. There's a light gray, there's a dark gray, so it's not only 0 and 1, right? But they give it to you in the form of a normalized form itself, so you can actually see the whole image converted like that. पूरा pixel by pixel वो उसको वैसे ही judge कर रहा है. That is how machine is reading it. Machine is understanding it. We don't understand it like that, but ultimately the image is understood by the system like that. Okay. Now, once we have gone through this thing, I would like you to go through the questions. I don't have much time in this particular meeting today. This is the chapter, and before the chapter, the next one starts, this is the entire exercise. A few MCQs are there, a few short answer questions are there. Okay, I would like you to go through it and see whether you're able to work out on them or not. I'll send you the solutions for these. But before that, एक बार इस चीज को करो, because this is the only time you're getting to really give some time to the subject. Okay, the questions are good. See whether you're able to solve them or not. Then I'll send you the solution for them. You can just check it up for the MCQs also. Right? So next class, we'll start with the next topic, big data analytics पे. And vision I complete